and welcome back. I'm here to once again go through the nutrition facts label of a common pantry item so we can decide which one is the best choice to feed our families. Today I'm going to be looking at the nutrition facts label of tomato sauce. So I have three options of sauce. I have no salt added, I have just a regular tomato sauce, and then I have this thing which is labeled Marinara pasta sauce. Now from just the front of the cans, it's going to be hard to tell which one we want to eat, which is why we're going to have to take a look at the back side and compare the nutrition facts. The first thing we're going to look at is the serving size to make sure that we're comparing like objects. Okay, so taking a quick look at my no salt added, I see that a serving size is half a cup. My regular tomato sauce, my serving size is 1/4 cup. And my marinara sauce, my serving size is half a cup. Okay, so all of a sudden I'm getting this information that one of my sauces is not like the other. Two of them are a half cup, and the other one is a 1/4 cup, which means in my head, I'm going to have to multiply everything on the regular sauce by 2 so that I can compare it to the other two options I have here. So that's something that manufacturers will sometimes do if some of the numbers might seem a little high and a little scary to a consumer, is that they just kind of change the serving size so that when you take just the no salt added and then you compare it to the regular can of sauce, if you don't look and check the serving size, these numbers might look really similar. But it turns out that the regular sauce, we have to double in order to compare it to our no salt added. So let's take a look and see how they're trying to convince us that the tomato sauce is a little bit healthier than it really is. So we're gonna look at the calories. The calories in my no salt added are 25. The calories in my regular sauce also say 25, but that's really 50 because I gotta multiply that by 2. And then the one in my marinara sauce is 90. So in terms of the calories, there's a huge discrepancy just to start with. Then we're gonna take a look at the fat. So that's 0 for the no salt added, 0 for the regular sauce. And that's gonna stay 0 because rules of multiplication. And fat for my marinara sauce is 2.5 grams. It's a little higher than it is in the other two sauces, but nothing to get too concerned about. Okay, the next thing I wanna take a look at is the sodium, the big one when it comes to canned products. So the sodium in my no salt added is 15 milligrams, which is 1% of my daily value. The sodium in my regular sauce is 260 milligrams or 11%. So remember, I have to multiply that by 2. So we're looking at something that's about 520 milligrams. And the sodium in my marinara sauce is 510 milligrams, which is super close to my regular sauce and way higher than my no salt added. And then again, it's tomato sauce, so there's not too much in here. Let's just take a quick look at the added sugar. So there's no added sugar in my 0 salt added. There is no added sugar in my regular tomato sauce. My marinara sauce has 2 grams of added sugar, but it also has 2 grams of dietary fiber, which is double what is in my regular sauce and in my no salt added sauce. The protein again is 1 for 1, 2, and 2. And then we're not expecting too much vitamin D or calcium or iron, although there's 1 milligram of iron in my regular sauce and in my marinara sauce. And then the potassium, which we would expect because tomatoes have potassium, so there is 2% in my no salt added, 6%, which we have to double because again, it's a half as much, so it's 12%, and then in my marinara sauce, it's 10%. Okay, so now which one am I going to pick? If my biggest concern is gonna be the sodium, which is pretty high in my regular sauce and in my marinara sauce, it is about 22%, so that's almost 1/4 of your daily sodium intake just from your pasta sauce. That's pretty high. And my hands down reaction is to say no salt added because sodium is one of those things we want to keep down. If I don't have no salt added as an option and I'm just comparing marinara sauce to regular tomato sauce, they're basically the same. Although when you look at the nutrition facts labels, the numbers are not the same. And that's just one of the things they've done here to make it more confusing to purchase products in the store. They're comparing 2 different serving sizes. Once we check the serving size though, we see that these sauces are very similar. So when we buy something that says Roma tomato sauce on it, we should just be thinking this is the same thing basically as the marinara sauce. As a general rule of thumb, I always like opting for labels that say no salt added because, as I've discussed, canned goods is really one of the places where sodium just gets packed in. And so when we're trying to reduce the sodium in our diet, one of the best places to do that is by purchasing canned goods that are labeled no salt added. So for my family, we're gonna go with the no salt added option. We're gonna add the salt in ourselves. We're probably gonna add in some of the spices ourselves. We might even add in some olive oil, which is probably where the fat is coming in the marinara sauce. And we're gonna have something so similar in taste, but hopefully much lower in sodium. Let me know if you have a burning question about a nutrition facts label in the comments below, and I'll be sure to address it in an upcoming video. See you guys next week.